Hello, my name is Cormac Purcell. I'm a program director with Trillium Technologies, and I'd like to speak to you about some results arising from our FDL program. Trillium is a social enterprise that does research and development to produce open science. Our flagship program is FDL, which was founded with NASA, the SETI Institute, ESA, and the University of Oxford. It applies cutting-edge interdisciplinary AI research for human good challenges. One such challenge is flooding. Here you can see a flood extent map that often takes up to 48 hours to appear in the hands of on-ground responders. We thought in 2019 that we could do this in a better way. Our team trained and built a new data set of flood examples from around the globe, which were used to make a suite of machine learning models that would run on board a low-cost satellite. All of this work is published in Nature last year. Now, there are two major themes to the research: model development and orbital deployment. Looking at model development first, the UK Space Agency sponsored our teams to build a dedicated and open machine learning toolkit for mapping flood extent. And this is aimed at a broad gamut of users: flood scientists and flood response teams who don't necessarily understand machine learning, but want to use machine learning as a tool, but also risk analysts and machine learning researchers who understand how data science works and want a more granular tool to dig into the science. So our pipeline looks like this. Just zooming in, the flood events at the start of the pipeline are sourced from ESA's Copernicus emergency management system and combined with Sentinel-2 imagery and known water masks before being piped into the machine learning models. The data preprocessing module indexes, co-registers, and applies label to the data, including masking off clouds, which are areas that are not of interest. This data is then pumped into the data tiling and augmentation model. Machine learning models need to be augmented, or at least the data sets need to be augmented in order to improve generalization. The core of the pipeline is a modeling and experimental module, which allows experimenting with different models and tweaking their configurations, and then provides easy ways to compare results and perform error analysis. Some examples of those outputs are here, where you can see differences between models and also uncertainty estimates from, for instance, water entropy or class variance. For those who don't want to dig into the guts of how to make a machine learning model, all of this is controllable through an on-demand point-and-click web app. So if you want to look at a flood, you can click on an emergency management point in blue here, and the system automatically downloads the data, normalizes it, builds a set of machine learning models, and then displays the flood extent as a series of layers on the map here. And this is aimed at disaster responders, as well as machine learning researchers who may find this useful as a visualization tool for their experiments. For orbital deployment, we partnered with the new space company D-Orbit and the computing onboard supplier Unibap, as well as the University of Oxford and ESA PhiLab, to build a machine learning payload. This is a Dockerized container of code which can be deployed on a satellite. Our machine learning payload was launched on the D-Orbit WildRide mission in June, and we've been experimenting with Sentinel-2 data and the onboard RGB DSense camera to produce our flooding maps. The major question was, can a machine learning payload routinely analyze large data in orbit, returning compressed data products? By large data, we mean a Sentinel-2 chip, which is 10K by 10K pixels with 13 bands. And the answer is yes. The full 2.5 gigabyte Sentinel-2 image can be processed in about 14 minutes and then converted into a vector in order to send a compressed data product to the ground. And so this is a result directly from orbit. Another question is, can the same machine learning payload be retrained to analyze orbital data from a very different instrument? And this is without changing any flight qualified code. We looked at the DSense camera, which is a general purpose sensor used for star tracking and attitude control. And then by labeling this and using transfer learning, we found that we could get a very good results from a new image taken in orbit. And this was taken in only 36 seconds. All of this result is because of a huge team that has been operating over multiple years, and here are some of the credits. If you want to find out more, please visit the websites or contact me at this email address. Thank you for your time.